Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jake's Take with Jacob Elyashar podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyashar. I'm the chief content producer and writer of the pop culture and entertainment website, jakestake.com. Today, I'm very excited to welcome back a very cool guest with me. He is the original actor who played Billy in the School of Rock movie. Now he is a life coach and a country singer-songwriter. Please welcome my good friend, Brian Falduto. Hey, Brian!
Hey, Jacob, how are you?
I am doing great. It's good to hear your voice. So, it has been almost 2 years since we last corresponded. And for those of you who don't know, Brian visited the Jake's Take website, so in September 2018, and you type in the search bar Brian Falduto, you'll read our original story. So, how have you grown as a recording artist since the last time we spoke?
September 2018, I think, was right before my album, my one and only album. So I've definitely grown since then. All of my music projects have been kind of like this growth, because I have this work ethic where I tend to just like dive into things and then figure them out as I go, which I guess is a good thing, but sometimes not always the best. But so I just dive into things and I figure them out as I go. So that's with my debut EP, I did that. With my album, I did that. And now with my new music, I'm continuing to do that. So like every step of the way, I kind of like learn from mistakes I made, or like I wouldn't even call them mistakes, because they led to like cool new discoveries about like the kind of music I want to write and the kind of producing direction I want to go in. So yeah, I mean, I feel like every step of the way has been me learning a little bit more about what I want my sound to be like.
Awesome. Now, on Instagram, I noticed that you travel from the Big Apple to Nashville. Is this a permanent relocation, or will you be back in NYC in the future when all this whole coronavirus drama is over?
I came here just for like a writer's retreat. I don't write well when I'm in New York, true confession. It's a very crowded, noisy place, and I love it there for a lot of reasons. But I tend to escape to do little writers bouts. For the past 2 winters, I went to LA to do that, and then this year I decided to switch it up and come to the heart of country music, Nashville, and write with some people here and do some networking and just kind of explore this area and see what it inspires. And then the universe had different plans, because I've been trapped in a house for 4 weeks. But I'm honestly still kind of exploring my own mind, and that's really interesting. And I'm coming up with song ideas, and I'm kind of enjoying the process that I've been granted.
Awesome. So we got to talk about some of your music first. So we got to talk about Like a Wave. You just released it, and when I first heard it, I was like, Brian is basically like Junior Randy Travis, because you have that grit and that voice that's so distinct. And what is the story behind that song?
Well, first of all, thank you. That's such a nice compliment. Randy Travis is amazing. But yeah, no, the song, I actually decided to release it early. It was kind of like a bunch of tracks that we were planning on putting in my pocket for a while for release after this music video that I eventually have coming out. But I was like, you know, this song has really timely lyrics right now. It's all about bouncing back from hard times, which I feel like we're all going through hard times right now. So I wanted to offer it up in case it meant something to people now. And sure enough, so far my most streamed song to date, so I feel like it is resonating with people, which is kind of exciting. And the song is, well, I wrote it about my approach to the dating world, actually, and how, you know, no matter how many times I get rejected, I'm always willing to try and find love anyway. And so it was kind of a bounce back tune for that. But if you could take a lyrics and really apply it to any situation where you get knocked down and you have to get back up again. The whole idea behind the song is a wave. If you look at a wave, it literally crumbles and it breaks and it falls to the ground, but then it comes right back to shore with just as intense force as it did the first time.
You mentioned a music video, and I just want to ask you, is it God Loves Me Too? Is that the music video that's going to be released?
Yeah, so it's done, and it's this awesome project that has tons of awesome support that I'm very excited about. We're just trying to figure out the best time to release it, because it has a very important message for the LGBTQ community. It's a song that tackles both country music and the church, which are two areas which have not always been overly accepting of the LGBTQ community. So we want to make sure this song falls on the right eyes and ears. And so with everything going on in the world, we just want to make sure we're timely about when we get it out. So yeah, it's currently in the pocket, but it's great, and I'm literally so excited to share it, and one day we will.
I'm glad to know it, and I also I got to say, this I always want to talk to you because there's a lot of stuff on Instagram of the hashtag gay country, and I never have imagined in a million years that we would actually be at a place that is comfortable to say gay country. And I think you could be one of the pioneers along with Billy Gilman and a lot of other people that are really being brave and moving that forefront.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Billy recently actually about the song God Loves Me Too, and it was an interesting conversation because he knew that I was also targeting the church with it, and he was like, oh wow, that's brave. Because yeah, I mean, country music is changing, and as is the world, and there's places for things where there haven't always been places, but I don't want to just sit in a place. I want to be able to say whatever I want to say whenever I want to say it. And so this song is an example of that. And I think yeah, I'm excited to be part of. I think there's 15 of us that call ourselves queer country singers. So I'm excited to be part of the movement.
Awesome. And this music video, I looked at the Instagram. It's incredible. So what was the filming process like? Because I know you shot it in New York City. If I can,
yeah.
And it's definitely was it hard to get a church to record there?
Actually, yes and no. I mean, I did a lot of research, and I found this church that actually has an LGBTQ ministry program, and they do a lot of work on making sure that they have a stance that's affirmative to the queer culture, and that's Christ Church in New York City. And so I kind of befriended the LGBTQ minister that I spoke of. His name is Jacob Nelson, and he spoke to the pastor, and then I spoke to the pastor, and they literally just opened up their doors for a whole day and gave us this beautiful space to film in. And I get emotional when I talk about the video because I think the filming day itself is just reflective of kind of how powerful this message could be, because I literally have just under 100 people volunteering their time that day to make this video happen, and it was a 13-hour shoot day, and it was just a really collaborative effort, because I think everyone just recognized that this is something that needs to be heard. And so it was really empowering and inspiring, and the spirit, the energy on set that day was reason enough to shoot the video itself. So.
And I actually see this once this video comes out, and I hope, and when it does, I really hope that a lot of mainstream media outlets pick it up, because especially I would love to see Watch What Happens Live talk about it. I think Ellen would be the perfect place for you to have it, or maybe even Wendy or The View, and even a couple of magazines as well. I could definitely see Rolling Stone talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why we're being patient with the release process, because we do want to gather as much support as possible. Yeah, I mean, if Ellen's free, I'd love to talk to her about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what have been some of the challenges that you faced since the last time we spoke, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
Oh gosh, I feel like every day could be seen as either a challenge or an opportunity. I feel like right now the whole world is facing a challenge, or we can see it as a chance to kind of ask ourselves questions and dig deeper and see what comes up for us, and how we can really kind of navigate things. I don't know, that's a really coachy answer, but I feel like challenges I face. I mean, it's just my personal growth. I mean, I'm discovering more about myself with every step of my music, with every step of my coaching. I've only really been connected to myself in the way that I feel that I am headed for about 3 or 4 years now. So it's just this real, authentic growth that I'm trying to put out into the world, and just being honest about what comes up for me and all of that. I don't know if I answered your question, but
It does, and I think that you've definitely grown, and I love seeing you grow grown, like you've done a lot of stuff with your life coaching and also with your music. And speaking of music, who are your dream collaborators? The singers, songwriters, producers, and how would they enhance your sound?
I would love. There's a lot of producers I want to work with. I have. As I said, I just kind of dive into projects and I figure them out as I go. And I sometimes call shots that I probably shouldn't be calling, but I just get excited. And I would love to be guided by producers that understand what I'm saying a little bit more and can help me execute it better. I've had doses of that over the years, and I'm kind of discovering like who I pair best with and what that will sound like. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of still looking for that partnership that will kind of elevate my sound to even better, you know, because I feel like, as I said, each step of my music career has been kind of like where can I go from here? And then writing-wise, I mean, I'm pretty forthright about just asking people to write with me. And I'm currently doing a lot of virtual co-writes since everyone's trapped at home. And I'm writing with a lot of people that I've wanted to write with for a while. So it's exciting.
Okay, so I know you said virtual co-writes, and I would love to hear about this process because I imagine all this would take place at coffee shops or libraries or music offices, but like when you have at least one or two people, or maybe because we've seen like multiple modern day songs have at least 12 to 15 or more songwriters on there. So what is that process like?
The virtual co-write is interesting. I actually am finding that they're going faster than a normal co-write would go. I think it's just because like everyone's aware that they're staring at a screen, and so it's like let's be productive and let's get this. I guess let's get this over with so we can go back to the day, you know. But also like there's a certain focus that comes with it. It's also like there's a delay usually with like the music, which is not ideal. So there's definitely some obstacles there. But yeah, I mean, up until about a year ago, I was doing all my own writing. I only recently started co-writing, so that process in itself is fairly new to me as well. It's kind of like dating. You have to figure out like who you mesh well with, and like sometimes you'll have a good write with someone, and then you won't have a good write with someone. It just really depends on where everyone's at that day and what they can contribute. Sometimes I'll start writing a song with someone, and I'll bring it to someone else to finish it, and then that becomes a three-way co-write.
Awesome. So, as I mentioned earlier, you're one of our generations getting close to being influential in the LGBT with life coaching as well. And so, what have been some of the biggest aha moments? Sorry to copyright that from Oprah. The aha, jakestake.com. Jake's Take with Jacob Elliott Show podcast does not own the aha moment. Please don't. We love you, Oprah, but don't sue us. So, what have been some of the biggest aha moments that you experienced as a life coach?
Oh gosh, I like every day. I have so many aha moments. I feel like the mind is forever explorable, and I'm just constantly like, oh, didn't know that. I kind of like to view it as I feel like every day we should try and be a little less wrong than we were yesterday. I think it's not so much about being right. I think that we grow up learning things, and we have thought processes that don't necessarily serve us. And I feel like the more we can question things and just open ourselves up to the fact that we don't know that much is when we learn the most. So a lot of my aha moments have just been like corrected things where I'm like, oh, I don't need to have such a strong opinion about this, or oh, this limitation that I put on myself isn't serving me and isn't necessary, so why don't I just remove it and see who I am or what I think afterwards. So a lot of my aha moments are really just they sometimes just feel like damage control from years of not really being connected with myself, if that makes sense.
I totally get that. So you've had several clients and a lot of clients. So are there any, without any names because of confidentiality, what are some of the success stories that you would love to share?
I help a lot of gay men just kind of heal. I think that we sometimes forget because, you know, we spent so much time not really, as gay men, being connected with ourselves, and we were repressing ourselves and living in a culture that was homophobic. I think that we forget we kind of want it to all be over with, and we just want to like go about our lives now, right? But unfortunately, all that repression and that homophobia and that disconnect from yourself doesn't come without repercussions. And I feel like a lot of time there's healing that needs to happen where we really do question these things that we've limited ourselves with, and we question these labels we put on ourselves and this way we think we should act. And I think it comes down to really like connecting with your emotional core and freeing up who you could be if you actually let yourself out completely. And so my goal is to like dig deep in with gay men who come to me and kind of just like discover who they are at like a real authentic core and how they can put that into the world without it getting obstructed or limited.
I think, and that's great because I think you'll help a lot of people and a lot of people in the LGBTQ community heal.
That's the goal.
Alrighty, so we've seen a lot of artists like step up and do a lot of businesses step up this since the whole coronavirus started by offering different stuff. I've noticed that there were several stories about you offering your services. So can you describe with that?
Yeah, I recently started to do some limited time offer of name your price coaching. I feel very called as a coach right now to do my inner work and make myself ready and available to help other people by being support to them during this time. I think that's what coaches exist for. We're supposed to partner with people towards a better tomorrow. And so I feel like my job is to be available for that. And so I'm making myself available, and I actually have like all this excess energy and like positivity that I want to share. And because of the way the world is right now, I feel like there's some financial obstructions to that. And I'm very happy over here, and I'm doing my work and I'm taking care of myself. And so I wanted to just step up and offer a few spots on my schedule that are name your price coaching. If I have the time available and you want support, name your price, and I will connect with you and make that happen.
Awesome. And guys, just to let you know, if you want to connect with Brian, I'm going to give you his email, his website information in the article that will accompany it. This post. Also, now back to music. I've noticed there's some of my friends like Brandon and James. They've actually did some concerts and had some concert series. Rosie O'Donnell did this huge benefit for everything with Broadway, bringing back her show for one night only. And there's a lot of different things happening. Have you thought about doing any live streams with sharing some music, or have you? And what else have you thought about it?
I haven't actually. Before all this happened, I was planning on coming down here just to kind of retreat into myself and do some writing. So I've just been kind of using this halt of the world to continue doing that. So to give that outward energy musically right now feels a little opposite of the creative energy I'm trying to create for myself. So which feels like a selfish answer, but I do want to. I mean, I did release like a wave, and so I feel like there's, it's more just internal for me at the moment. But I'm looking forward to. I mean, I had a busy Pride season book, which is changing. So I will be eager for opportunities to share music and connection soon. So I will be. People can expect to hear more from me on that.
Alrighty, this is the second to last question. So,
okay.
What do you want to do once the coronavirus ends? Once we're given the all clear and once we can go slowly get back into our lives?
I want to get a pedicure.
That's a perfect answer. And career-wise?
Career-wise, I don't know. I already work from home, so I feel like my career hasn't changed like too much. I would love to perform live again as soon as more than 50 people are allowed in one place at one time. That'll be a fun opportunity.
Alrighty. So Brian, where can my listeners connect with you?
Well, I have two Instagram accounts just to make it confusing for everyone. No, but I have my personal one, which is Brian Falduto, which is my name, And then I have the Gay Life Coach, which is my life coaching account where you can get your daily dose of love and inspiration and mindfulness. I decided to separate them because I am very human, and so my personal content tends to be just a little more casual, and I wanted people to have a very strict outlet for more coachy stuff if they wanted it. I didn't want to have to bombard people with it all the time if they don't want it. And so those are the two places to connect with me, as my website and YouTube and blah blah blah.
Alrighty, guys, you can check other interviews out on Jake's Take with Jacob Elliott podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spreaker, and I post them on YouTube. Also, check out and read this article plus others on jakestake.com. Once again, it's jakestake.com. And also, you can check out me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jacob Elyashar. Once again, Jacob Elyashar, JACOB ELYACHAR. Brian, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk with me. It's always a pleasure catching up with you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love connecting with you, and thank you for all your wonderful questions.
You're so welcome, and have a great day.